Ready, set, go.
Welcome back to the Duck Call Room, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are joined. I'm going to do better. Generally, we get like 12 minutes into this before I introduce the guest, but not today. Today we've got our friend Russell.
We talked about him
We've talked about Russell
recently.
and we'll get into that. But welcome, Russell.
Well, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, look at there.
He even wore a camo shirt to fit in.
Look,
Everything fits but them glasses. So
yeah. Look, I'm a fancy hunter. I wear the Ray-Bans with the bifocal and the progressive and and they even turn dark in the sunshine.
There you go.
Look at there. Si?
Can't beat that.
You know what I just learned when he walked in? He
What?
had never met Si.
Really?
Never.
Well, as a man who's a professional barber, I can see why. Like that. Their paths aren't.
Yeah, I'm on the bushy side.
Yeah, their paths
In a
ain't
minute.
gonna cross often. And plus, Silent gets his hair cut by 70-year-old plus females. So
What's that?
no, I will say before we get into why Russell's here, I got an interesting text while I was gone. So we're filming TV show all day today. This is actually while the film crew's on lunch. I get to be in here, so like it's a day for me.
Not for me.
But I got a text from Si's lovely bride that said, if you have a chance before Si leaves, ask him to stop at Church's, which if y'all don't know, Church's is a chicken place.
It's not the local worshiping
Yeah, no,
place.
not
It's the chicken.
Don't stop at a church. Stop at Church's Chicken for my anniversary meal. Is it your anniversary?
Yeah.
And you get to be bailed out by going to Church's Chicken?
Did you know that
Of
it was your
course.
anniversary?
Huh? No. This was just a nice way of my wife reminding me.
Via me.
Bill Martin.
So it's
Oh,
your anniversary, and you're gonna have Church's chicken.
That's right.
God.
A leg, a thigh, coleslaw,
Are we still talking about the chicken?
and yeah, and 2 biscuits.
Oh, 2 biscuits. See, I don't know. Are we talking about the chicken, right?
And 2 biscuits.
Yeah, okay.
You know how many years it is?
In each meal.
Oh, okay. One for each of you. Huh?
How many years is it? What year is this?
Oh, good grief.
Ballpark it.
2025.
I think 54.
Yeah, well, they had that big celebration
Yeah.
on his 40th. Is that right?
That was the 50th.
50th.
That was only 4 years ago.
It goes by quick.
I was thinking about the one with like where they did the party and so I bought her a new ring and like all the thing. But
Yeah, I still can't believe that.
yeah, you got God on that one, son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got God on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Have you ever been able to pull off anniversary Church's chicken, Russell?
No, but I would love that.
Yeah, that's
I
All
love
right,
that.
look, you got to, hey, when I married her, I put a cigar band on her finger.
allegedly.
This is a true story?
All right, no, that's my story. I'm sticking to it.
Yeah.
It's not her story, but it is his.
I know. She
Yeah.
said something about a $16 cheapo, and I said, well, you got one now, and it ain't a cheapo.
Yeah. Well, whenever I got engaged, my wife of 21 years, she conveniently got a job at a jewelry store because she got that employee discount. I took that as a sign, and I got a great deal on her ring. So,
You made her buy her own ring?
no. She got it as a hint to say, I want you to marry me, and I got an employee discount here, so I would come by it.
That's brilliant. How
Double
long did
whammy.
she work
Double whammy.
Just long enough to
Just
get
long
married.
enough to get the
Get it out.
yeah. I need to talk to your wife because
Yeah.
she sounds like she's financially
She's frugal.
frugal like myself, fiscally conservative as I
Yeah.
like to call it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
No, well, yeah,
Shut up.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna be broke one day. Anyway, but that's because I did. What's funny is we brought Russell in to talk about a very important topic.
Yeah.
It's sweeping the nation.
Yeah, it's
And-
in the news.
I got a
It's
tip
all over.
today.
You got a tip? Did you put the tip jar out?
No, because I don't want to offend people, and that scares me. But some guy, it was like 1806. He handed me 2 tens. He said, "Hey, you just keep it," and I was like,
Man, look at God, right?
"I'm not getting taxed on this $1.94."
Dollar. Yeah, there you go, man. Look at God.
So that was my second tip I've ever got.
Did you like it?
I just put it in the cash register.
Yeah, the drawer just be over at the end of the
Oh,
day.
Lord.
Hey, when it's a family business, it all goes the same
Yes,
pot
yeah.
anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Like Johnny D figures he ate $1.94 worth of chicken, shrimp, and fish last night.
I ate
so-
more than that. I was hurt when Alex brought in pastries for everybody. I passed. I said,
yeah.
I'm hurting. But Russell, how much do you get tipped? let's just get real weird real fast.
Oh wow.
Well, you know, since we're on the public airways and we're talking about governmental IRS and so forth, I think we don't know how much I get paid in tips because it's a mystery. No, the truth is,
And we're gonna keep it that way.
I'd like to keep it that way.
Yeah.
No, the truth is, I'm one of the rare. This is the truth. I'm one of the rare people who actually show my tips and actually pay taxes on them, just like it's real money, because I want to go to heaven and I don't want to go to jail. So I don't like it, but
I don't want to go to jail, and heaven sounds nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm out on jail. I mean, I'd like to do everything I could to keep me from there,
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I can appreciate that. I also have got to be honest. I don't know that I'd show it all because give to Caesar what Caesar. Caesar been dead a while.
Yeah. Now, there's a few little exceptions.
I didn't say give to Biden what's Biden.
No, it
it's-
sure did.
If it's a little cash tip or something, and then I don't show that. But if it's overwhelmingly we deal with credit cards. I don't know how far into this stuff y'all want to get, but we do most of our stuff with credit cards, and you got to show it. So if you
Yeah.
show a tip on a credit card, it's just there. So
So Russell owns what we call it, the greatest barbershop in town?
I don't think it's the greatest shop in town. I think it's the greatest shop
In the world.
in the world.
We're talking about in the world, but he does have two old model ducks hanging in there. They're from like 72, maybe 71.
They're dusty. You know what? Everyone, including Willie Robertson, has not been able to identify those ducks. I think you got close.
Yeah. Well, they're either model ducks or black ducks, and being in Louisiana, they're most likely model ducks. But
Did you shoot them yourself, or
I did not.
are they like that shirt? You
I
just
didn't.
went and
No,
did
the
it
truth
to
is,
play the part?
I bought an old canoe that was like a decorator piece. I was going to hang it up in the shop. For whatever reason, it didn't jive with me. But when I bought it, the lady says, "Hey, you want them ducks with it?" And I said, "Sure, I'll take those ducks." So I just stuck them up in the shop. So
I'll take this.
a question on barber shops and tip.
yeah,
We're not.
Why?
We don't go to barber shops. I recently started going,
Yeah.
and I never know what to do.
I got confused when I was there last time you saw me. We were talking about your son and his love for fishing, which is awesome. And me and him will go fishing at some point.
On Hoppers
There's something.
318 on the gram.
Yeah.
On Hoppers, follow them.
Hey, and let me just tell you something.
I don't have a lot of content lately. School's
pond.
busy.
I'm a pond hopper from way back, so I just like ponds that have a boat ramp. But now, because I like to put my boat in. But
Bill Dance Jr. over here.
I was up there with heck yeah, man. Look at the fortune that guy's made. I'd love to get to Bill's level one day. But I had my boys in there getting a haircut. They're two. And my wife got upset at me because I didn't tip enough to the lady the young lady that cut their hair.
You cheapskate.
I didn't even look. They have your screen. He can confirm this. Just has like a option for tips. Like
There's four of them.
I don't know
Yeah,
how
your
many.
choice.
I went to the middle. I just went straight in the middle. Said that's got to be a fair number if it's in the middle.
Now you described a horizontal choice. The choice is actually a vertical.
Okay,
choice,
there you go. So I
with
didn't
your
even
lowest,
remember.
medium, and the highest.
I just went
Like
right in the
to clarify
middle
that.
because I thought middle was fair. I was like,
And-
middle's
and-
fair. I didn't even look if it was a percentage. I didn't know if it was a standard 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. I didn't look at none of that.
Right.
Whenever I'm at the final stages of a transaction, I'm ready to get out of there. Plus,
Run.
I tell you, I took twin 2-year-olds to get their hair cut.
And not
You can imagine how well things were going.
And if I
at this
recall,
point, so
he came downstairs. So our shop has two floors. I don't know why that word just escaped me. Floors. We have an upstairs and a down. Well, his one that he was holding was being nice, but the one upstairs was having a fit.
Yeah.
So he was downstairs trying to get away from all the action.
Well, I was downstairs because here's the deal. They're at the age now where if one of them gets upset, the other one gets upset. Like if Jackson gets pissed, so does Waylon, and vice versa. They just think that, well, he's that way, so
Tag team.
I should be too.
tag team championship.
But if you can remove him from it, Waylon was like, we went down,
All
looked at
good.
the ducks, the deer, the goats, and sat there and talked to Russell.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a goat, something weird.
He's got like a petting zoo on the wall.
Look, and I didn't shoot any of them. Every one of them I either bought off eBay or got them on loan, and they never got them
You
back.
didn't shoot that zebra?
No, I've shot. You know what? I hate to, I've never even killed a buck in my life. I've killed some does. I've shot 2 nubbin bucks and got fined from the deer lease because I thought they were does. But otherwise, no. I'm a horrible hunter. I'm a bad hunter. If you fish with me, you won't catch fish. If you hunt with me, you won't kill deer. So don't ever bring me. That's a
That's
fact.
why I'm
Just
going
don't-
with his son.
And he actually does catch fish.
Leave that out of it.
Yeah.
Martin, you know what I'm not? A
What?
sucker. And I don't want our fans to get suckered in the same old free phone game by Big Wireless. When you hear free phone, that comes with a lot of fine print, like requiring you to sign up for 4 lines plus activation fees plus. And at the end of the day, you've paid for that free phone like 3 times over. There's a better way. Pure Talk, our sponsor, and my wireless company. Where is my Pure Talk? Here it is. Has a much better offer with a qualifying plan of just $35 a month. You can get a brand new Samsung Galaxy A26. Guess how much, Rucker?
$0.
Well, free. That's right. This phone has virtually indestructible Gorilla Glass, which is good for me because I'm rough on equipment. And that captures beautiful wide-angle photos with next-generation camera lenses. I like taking photos, and I need a phone that takes photos for social media. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All you need to do is switch to Pure Talk. For just $35 a month, you can get unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 15 gigs of data with a mobile hotspot, all on America's most dependable 5G network.
There you go.
Super easy.
Mhm.
Fired my phone up. Boom. I was with Pure Talk.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Keep your phone, get a new one. It don't matter. They do all of it. Keep,
Keep
your
your
number,
number.
get a new one.
That's important.
All the
Keeping that
things.
number in case any of my friends from high school want to call me.
They don't.
You're correct. Hey, but you know what I do like about these guys? They've donated $50,000 to provide scholarships to support veterans learning trades after active duty. They're helping eliminate veteran debt, and they're raising donations to end veteran suicide. Size a veteran, stones a veteran. Veterans are something we support, and so does Pure Talk. So go to puretalk.com/duck to make the switch. Again, that's puretalk.com/duck to claim your free Samsung Galaxy with qualifying plan when you switch to Pure Talk Wireless by Americans for Americans.
Okay,
So what started the trend
all
in
right.
tipping barbershops?
I've looked up the history of it, and I mean, if we want to get into like a book report, we can get in. So I looked at Chat GPT because I also wanted to know the history of this.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of Chat GPT. But so long story short is that industries without a wage generally offer the ability to tip.
Okay.
So
That's fair.
Our shop is they pay me a flat fee every week, and most hair shops either do a commission, which is just a commission split,
Yeah.
or a booth rental. And ours is a booth rental; it's a flat fee. So in industries that don't have a wage, generally, like think of industries that don't servers, waiters.
Yeah.
They have a very small wage, and a lot of like business owners that don't have a flat fee or a flat wage will offer a tip option. And that's the old history of it, to be, real quick with that history. But so it's just an option, and people do it, and it's pretty cool. But I will tell you that I think tipping's gone crazy because I think it's the bulk of it is the company Square, that everybody's using to run payments from your credit card or whatever over your phone. They now put it in on everything so that if you go get a coffee, which those people at a coffee shop have a full wage, whether it's a living wage is another story, but it's a wage, it's minimum wage or whatever. But so they're getting a full wage, and they ask you what you want, and they press medium, this, that, and the other, and they flip the screen and you want a tip. I think that's crazy, and it's actually taken tips away from people who depend on tips, and it's made everybody annoyed with them.
So tip fatigue,
Tip
if you will.
fatigue is a
Tip
word. It is a
fatigue.
word.
Well, see, I had a question about that. Because if it's included, like if you go to a restaurant, if they say the tip's included,
Yeah.
does the waitress actually get the tip?
I believe so. I think usually in the U.S., I believe that's whenever you have a huge party, like a table of 10 or whatever. They just want to make sure that waiter or server gets paid. And so, yes, that server should get the normal tip they would. So let's just say they put a 20% in there. They'll get that unless the restaurant splits tips,
Yeah,
which
but
and that's a whole nother deal.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I'm
don't like
serious.
it.
I don't like it because I don't think they actually get it.
Well, that's a good
Because
question.
I just can't see the business doing that, keeping up with it.
Well, and it's one of the reasons I like to tip in cash
Yeah.
so that I
Oh.
can hand it to them.
Oh, no.
If
Yeah.
they have to, my wife used to be a server whenever we first met and stuff, and they would have to pay out like busboys and the hostess. Like at the end of the night, they all got their cut of her tips. I guess because they're technically one big team, but I've just never understood why not just make a wage if that's what's doing.
Where was your
this.
wife a waitress? Everywhere.
I probably ought not tell all this.
My wife was a waitress at the Red Lobster.
No,
She made way more money than me working at the grocery store.
Next time Brittany's on, I'll let you ask her where her first job was. It's a good one.
Oh.
I don't want to spoil that one for her, but she did. So she grew up in a college town, so she was at like sports bars and stuff like that. Yeah, that's funny.
Well,
that's a good one, especially if you know her.
It's in the news, and everybody's really upset about it. And I just, with me, I've had so many experiences with waitresses.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and like if she's a fantastic person, good person out there, and really works her tail off, bringing me the food and everything, I tip pretty good.
Yeah,
absolutely. I get annoyed at tip on to-go stuff. Like,
oh gosh,
like yeah, look, you know what I'm saying. But like, you order out, I get that person's working that window, but like, whenever the lockdown was happening and they brought it to your vehicle, absolutely, that was an extra step that was required of you. If it, by Lord forbid,
they
it
bring
was
it to
raining
my house
or something, or you bring it to my house, that's a different deal too. But if I physically have to get out, walk out there, grab a bag, and then turn around and leave, I'm like, I struggle with that one.
It's a weird one.
I struggle with that one.
Well, the reason I was saying about my story is that, I had just got paid. I was making good money. So I just, I don't remember what the meal was, but I just added $100 to it. And I said, keep it. This is for you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she busted down in tears.
Yeah.
She said, you don't know what this means. And I said, well, I've got it. You look like you need it. And she said, oh, I do. She said, my son just fell and I had a bunch of, teeth repaired,
Mm-hmm.
and this will help pay for it.
Yeah.
But I just, to me, it's only fair. Okay. If they give you good service, okay, you ought to give them a good tip.
Yep.
And I'm a guy who's lived off of tips myself.
Because I remember when I didn't have no money.
Guiding duck hunts. Like as a duck guide, the tip money is actually where you got paid.
Yeah.
You didn't.
What?
Your day rate was nothing. Like if you didn't own the outfitter place, like, it's a difference in owning the shop or working at the shop kind of a deal. Like, so if you didn't, but what it did was forced you as a guide to put your best foot forward. Like you were inspired every day to wake up and have a positive attitude because you knew that ultimately that is what was going to determine your tip. People understand ducks are ducks and wild things are wild things, so that didn't really matter. Like they know you can't control that, but your attitude and your storytelling and all the things like that you do in the blind with them, that mattered.
That's the same as a barber. They don't care
It
what
is.
they look like when they leave. They just want to hear a good story.
Anytime you've got a job where you're dealing with the people,
The public.
when you're dealing with the public, that's a toughie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, because look, they're hard to please.
Ooh, boy, ain't they?
No. And I'm serious, like you said, and if you didn't please them, well, you can forget they ain't going to pay you much. They going to, probably just ignore you and don't even pay you nothing.
Yeah.
So is the
problem. But they don't realize what I'm getting at. They don't realize the work that was put in to get you there.
It's a hard deal.
Somebody worked their butt off building duck blinds, doing all this stuff, and the tip is a reward for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, for all the stuff you don't see.
Yeah.
But that's what I wondered. Would you, if you did everybody to a wage, would then the service be so expensive people would just be called out of it?
Well,
I mean, is that kind of the thought process to some of it?
This morning I called in my expert friend, Mr. Corey Barr, who's got the restaurants. And we talked about this. Guess what? He was very much not for getting rid of tips. He likes tips.
Yeah.
Because
He cooks good food.
he cooks great food. But he said your filet that's now, what's a filet? I don't even know.
$50.
$50. He
I
said
bought one raw the other day for $22.11.
So a $50 filet, he said to if you turn that into a wage, that's going to be a $65 filet. So it's just going to go up. So in reality, you're gonna wind up paying the same money.
Yeah.
It's just going to be flat rate versus your tip. And I think that This is a TED Talk.
No, hold on. I started laughing because we have never prepared for a single podcast in the world. And then we're like, we should bring our friend Russell in to talk about tips. And I said, it will be the first time somebody came in
With research.
He's
Studied.
researched it.
Yeah.
He's studied. He's called a few other
Well, look,
experts.
While we're on the subject, do you know what the word tip comes from?
The etymology. He's going to know all these things.
All right, so
Just the tip? I don't know.
the tip comes from a 7th century English slang acronym to ensure promptitude, TIP, to ensure promptitude, or to ensure performance. Now listen to this one. Now this is the difference between the American way. This is the old European way. Basically, a little extra paid up front to encourage good service.
Oh.
That's the original.
Pay to play.
How
I got
would
a
you like
story
it? Would
about
you rather
Slide it.
slide a 20 and say, help me out?
Keep them coming.
Or is it I pay you at the end? That's a little different.
I once had a friend going to the Waffle House. We will not say his name, but he was how friends are in college when they show up to the Waffle House at 2 a.m. And he looked at that waitress dead in the eyes and said, I'm about to tip you $70. What kind of service are we going to get? And I was like, you are a jerk. That was
good?
so rude. And she said the same as everybody else. And he goes, huh? She goes, I give everybody great service. And I was like, that's a pretty good answer.
Regardless of the tip.
Because I was embarrassed. I waited for him to go to the bathroom and he left his wallet and I paid for the meal and tipped her $100
Hey, she had a good night that night.
on his card.
Yeah, I wonder.
On his card.
That is that is funny though. I wonder why it changed from before to after. I wonder if that was all the servers getting there saying, I think we can make more if we wait till the end because if we do a good job, like they'll pay more. Where if it's just a standard 20 up front, like we're all just gonna make $20 for
that's
every
all.
table.
Yeah.
And like then does 20 not mean something? Then does 4? Yeah, okay. That is interesting.
Yeah. I thought that's pretty cool. Now,
It's kind of like when you slide that politician. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa! That's never happened.
Oh.
That has never happened. And
I think they call that greasing the wheels in that industry, but
Hey, the wheel that squeaks gets the grease,
gives you
baby.
attention.
it is so hard to get my kid to eat healthy. The other two are great, but that one, he's just trying to live on waffles.
yeah, and I would argue that neither one of mine are overly healthy. They have like 6 things they eat, no matter how many times you put new stuff in front of them. But we got something new to put in front of them now with our friends over at Beam Kids. There hasn't been a product that brought all things kids need into one simple supplement, a way that I could trust until today. And that's why we're so excited to introduce to you the Beam Kids all-in-one super powder. It's even chocolate flavor. So that checks some boxes.
A super powder right there.
Yeah. It just launched and you need to get your hands on it today. It has more than 40 essential ingredients to fuel healthy growth, including greens, pre and probiotics, fruits, and vitamins. And what's even better, it comes in a chocolate milk flavor kids love.
Hold on. Everybody loves chocolate milk.
All the things come right here. All what you need to get your kids eating better, get them eating healthier. And look, you want to know what else is cool? It is absolutely pediatrician formulated, so you know that you can trust it. And it was created by Olympic gold medalist and mom, Shawn Johnson. Y'all remember her?
I remember her.
Yeah, that's right.
She was shorter than most.
Yes, because she wanted to find a simple way for parents to feel confident about giving their kids the nutrition they need. All you got to do is mix 1 scoop of Beam Kids with 8 ounces of water or milk, whichever one you prefer or whichever one your child prefers. Shake, stir, or froth, and enjoy. Make it in a convenient addition to any meal or drink. So we just got it in. I will report back on what the boys think of it. Beam Kids is now available online at shopbeam.com/Dark. Because you're a listener to our show, you can take advantage of their limited time pricing of up to 35% off plus 2 free gifts using the code
Duck.
Get your Beam Kids and your free gifts by heading over to shopbeam.com/Duck and enter the code
Duck.
That's shopbeam.com/Dark and use code
Dark
for up to 35% off today.
Okay, let me ask y'all a question. Do you tip better on great service or horrible service? If somebody spills my drink and they're crying, they're having a bad day, it's obvious something's really going wrong, I'll leave him so much money because I'm like, you need to know that everybody else is probably going to not do good for you. I'm going to throw so much money at you. I tip horrible service before. Now, look, I tip across the board. But if I can tell somebody's having a bad day, it's going crazy that day.
Oh, yeah. If I can tell they're having a bad day, absolutely. If it's from just lack of attentiveness and they hate being there, no, you're not. You're getting the minimum out of it.
You brought up a good point, okay, and it's true. Okay, because I'm the same way. If it looks like everything's going wrong for this person,
yeah, and that's obvious. So,
and look, all you're showing is, hey, look, at least me, I really appreciate what you do.
Yeah,
yeah, you're putting a little compassion out there in the world, which is a good thing. I mean,
which is a needed thing.
Yeah,
very much so.
But I also tip. It's funny. I tip mostly like at a food place, off of not having to ask for something to drink.
He's very thirsty.
I drink a lot of
water. Needs to be full.
I drink a lot of water. Hunter could make a tip right now if he got up and went and filled this up.
Not Hunter.
But he stays so sick. I'm not sure I want him.
Don't let him
over there.
So. Hunter needs vitamins before he's
that reminds me about my dad and mom when all my father. Okay, he was a real man. I guess I want to say
old school would be a good term.
Hey, when he got his tea glass emptied, all he would do was shake the ice.
Yeah, rattle it. Yeah.
And look, and next thing, Mama would be pouring it, and then she'd get so mad at herself
for doing it.
It was hilarious to watch.
Would that work on your anniversary here if you go home and shake the glass?
Well, no. My wife is the same way. Okay. But it makes her mad that
she shakes her cup and you fill it up.
Yeah.
What's going to happen if you boys shake your glass around your wives?
That thing's going to end up upside my head, I'm sure. Either that or she's going to say, you should probably get up and go get you something.
Well, because look, if I watched you and Brittany, you've got little quirks like that because y'all love each other. And that's that's what was so funny about watching my parents. Okay, because my dad never left. He'd forget sometimes, and she'd say, hey, need to turn around and I'm sorry. Because he never left the house unless he kissed Mama bye.
Yeah.
That's good.
I will say now that, going back and thinking on it, back in my rougher days when you would go out to the establishments at night. For a drink.
Yep.
When you'd walk up, if it were crowded and if you walked up and you had that cash in your hand, you got service a lot.
You got attention.
Of course, but you had to get the then you got the worst. Like you got the pre-tip and the post-tip.
You got it,
but you're like, if you was thirsty, you get up there and
money gonna make something happen.
Yeah, cash money makes the world go round in a lot of ways.
Have y'all ever been in a hotel where you slide a little something and say, can I get an upgrade? I've never done it, but I'd like to know, does a 20 get you a better room?
Hey, we'll tell you a better trick than that. You just, when you fill out your credit card application, put doctor on it.
Yeah. Your credit card can say Dr.
My buddy
Russell
done
Moore.
that.
Yeah.
He said he was, getting a credit card, and they said, well, okay, you need to put your name on it, sir. He put MD in front, back to the end of his name.
Yeah.
And he said, you would not believe the difference in service.
They were running at him.
Oh yeah.
They don't. They
He's
don't
a painter.
He's a painter. He paints
a
houses.
He's a doctor, but it's
it's a fake doctor.
I can't even pronounce the word. Okay.
Yeah, what's the word?
He calls it a paintologist.
A paintologist.
I heard an expression a long time ago. It said you have painters who drink and drunks who paint. What was your friend?
Well, he's still alive, so I guess he's a painter who drinks.
He's just a painter.
I guess he's a painter who drinks.
No,
thanks for coming on and ruin all.
No, he's a little of both, baby.
Dr. Dean's, baby. He literally said, "I put doctors so they treat you better at the motels."
Yeah.
Oh, the kind of money he makes, he's bound to be
doing all right.
What's funny though is on all those applications, if you go back and I had to look after they don't require any certificate. Like you just check Mr. Mrs. Doctor,
I'm doing it.
Lawyer. I mean, whatever you want to check, you can put it there.
Doctor of Shiner.
Yeah, you're a fishologist.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
There's probably
ichthyologist.
I was like, how do you not know the word for fish?
I know, but I figured fishologist would be a lot easier for you to remember than ichthyologist.
Well, that was rude.
No, it's just, ichthyology, an ichthyd don't come up in much vocabulary.
No.
So,
bassologist. Anyways,
yeah, it's interesting. I'm glad we've had this.
We have now we know about.
I didn't know that tip. Okay, they used to pay it forward.
Yeah. And if we were using the English, well, no, I guess insure.
We're not speaking English.
Well, I'm trying to think, should it be tip or tip? Which form of insure would you, you know?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. It's an I, though, yeah.
Yeah, it's an I there. Yeah,
Not the same thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, because you're trying to, I guess either way, you're insuring it or insuring it. So you could really spell it however you wanted to. But
I thought insure with an E was that
A
protein
drink.
shake for old people.
Same
well, it is. I mean, but that's to ensure that they stay here longer.
I
Like,
just got it.
yeah.
I just glad that all clicked. Just then.
But you do have an extremely interesting occupation, Russell. So what's the wildest thing you've heard in a barber chair?
Well, because and let's we gotta
Be
break
honest with
down what kind of barber this because you might think Russell is just cutting like Cy and the old people around the honey holes hair. No, he's got like
He's a barber to the West Monroe Stars.
he's Sadie's
Super-duper
barber.
stars.
Yeah.
Like, aren't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah, well.
Oh, you
So-
are. Oh boy.
You know, I think I am. Last I checked, I was.
What?
But yeah, Sadie comes to me. Bella comes to me.
He does hair.
Yeah, Brittany does.
Yeah, I do. I do as
I do.
honestly, I do more women's hair than I do men, and I never wanted to learn how to do women's hair, but the woman who taught me made me.
Yeah.
I got
I
good at
can
it.
enjoy your job. I mean,
Hey, you want him for an apprentice for a day?
Yeah, come on.
I'm serious. Okay.
Well, here's
Women pay better too.
This is
Look.
what you do.
Since we're talking about tipping, I want to get the point is, hey, show a little appreciation.
I wonder if there's been a study on that. Which sex is better tippers, males or females?
I think a man client with a female hairstylist is the top of the food chart
Okay.
or food chain.
I can
Food
see
chain.
that.
Say that again.
A man getting his hair cut by a woman
Will tip the most.
will
Will
tip
tip
better.
most?
Yes. And a woman who's pretty and is a hair cutter, she can jack a man's hair up and he don't care as
Oh,
long
that's
as
a
she's
good-
nice.
Yeah, he ain't there for that.
He's
Hey,
there
he
for
could
that.
go in there for a haircut, come out bald, and he paid her $200
It
tip.
don't matter.
That's
Yeah.
He don't care.
There you go.
But there has been a study
I fall
done
in that category.
by me personally.
He's gonna book a haircut today.
Yeah, hey, I'll tell you, I fall in that category.
I personally have done this study. In the past decade, I've spent a grand total of maybe $100 at the barbershop, and my wife has spent maybe $1 million.
Yeah.
That's rounded up,
Yeah.
probably. But women, you got to make more money cutting women's hair, huh?
Well, technically yes, but
Yeah.
welcome to my nerd side. I charge by time. So if I cut a man's hair, it's usually 2 blocks, which are 15 minutes each, 30 minutes, and I cut a woman's hair for 45 minutes. If you break it down, same dollar per minute.
Okay.
And color, I do make more money per minute. The most money I make per minute is color. But when it comes to cutting, same dollar per minute.
But that's because you could screw that up and have to redo it, huh? I mean, I would put a price on that if something, and not saying
Right.
you, but if something could go terribly wrong,
It could go
Yeah.
terribly wrong.
I
Have
mean,
you seen kids these days?
I'm just saying,
They got blue hair, pink hair, purple hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think that he's in the multicolor universe.
You know
think
what?
I think we're more in hiding grays
his son?
Yeah.
and doing hiding grays and adding some little highlights, if you will, for Russell's clientele.
Yeah. We try to keep it natural looking.
Hey, Rucker,
Yo,
you got any subscriptions you forgot about?
man, several.
Well, at least you're honest about it, because most people would say they don't have any, but we got an app that will let you know about your personal finances.
Well, I use Rocket Money.
Oh, well, that's why.
There you
know.
go.
Well,
look,
there you go.
Look, because Rocket Money is the personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings, which in your case is very important. You got a new little one coming.
Yeah.
Like extra money is a big thing. Them diapers don't pay for themselves, unfortunately.
They expensive.
Look, you can see all your subscriptions in one place, and if you see something you don't want, Rocket Money can help you cancel it. Rocket Money's dashboard gives you a clear view of your expenses across all your accounts, and you can create a personalized budget to help keep your spending on track. Get alerts if bills increase in price or there's unusual spending activity. Plus, the new goals feature automatically saves money for you. It is the first of the month, so them bills gonna start rolling in, and you're like, man, this just seems too high. You need to
Get with
lower
Rocket
bill.
Money.
Rocket Money, they can help try to negotiate to lower your bills for you. They automatically scan your bills, to find opportunities to save. Then you can ask them to negotiate for you. They'll deal with customer service so that you ain't got to, which everybody knows that's the one thing that keeps you from calling and asking is having to deal with customer service.
Exactly.
So Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of 500 million. That's $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's premium features.
That's more money, Martin.
Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/duck today. That's rocketmoney.com/duck.
Duck.
One more time, rocketmoney.com/duck.
Duck.
I got good stories of old men getting in fights. You got to have the dirt on all.
I mean,
West
people will
Monroe.
like really let their guard down to a
big
barber,
time.
right?
Big time. So let me tell you a funny story that happened recently. This guy comes in.
Oh no, this
And,
would be me.
this is great. Dude, I have 1,000 of these.
You're like in a bar. You the waiter, or you the man?
I'm a
You're
bartender.
the man that mixes drinks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I got all the
but
stories.
Ain't no alcohol involved.
You just keep them laughing and everybody's happy. But so this guy comes in and I could tell him and his wife were sort of disagreeable. And this guy, I don't know, just had a certain look about it. Well, he wanted a haircut and a shave and all that, but I wasn't doing him. My barber to my right was doing it. Well, I kept hearing him talk about how he doesn't drink any water. He drinks lots of Diet Coke and Dr. Peppers and all this.
Martin
Tons of
hates him.
sodas, tons of sodas.
Did you cut Gimber's hair?
And
Golly.
and he said, this guy says, man, I bet I drink 10 or 12 Dr. Peppers a day or whatever, some soda. And I just couldn't help myself. And I just couldn't, I couldn't focus. I was listening to this guy. And finally I just said, sir, man to man, friend to friend, you may want to consider a little bit of water in your life, just to hydrate a little bit, just a friendly deal. Well, he got so mad once he left. The shop was full of people. He stops and he turns around loudly. This is just recently. And he looks at me and he says, you must be one of them Biden guys. Because I offered him water, I'm liberal. I said, I've never heard that before, but I'm just man to man, just go get you a little hydration. But anyway.
Yeah, we just tried to get some of that sugar and caffeine out you, big dog. Like it ain't no.
Liberals drink water.
Well,
And
buddy,
conservatives have boats on top of the water.
that's exactly right. Yeah, conservative propaganda, boats.
Oh man.
That's interesting. Yeah, I can't imagine the stuff that people.
Well, Martin's a liberal because he drinks more water than anybody I know.
That's all I drink is water.
You
but-
drink so much water.
Well, the problem is
Coca-Cola and diets and all that ain't good for you.
it ain't good for you, but man, they should
No, it
taste
ain't.
good. But
Yeah.
I could be that
Yeah.
guy drinking 12 Dr. Peppers a day if I wouldn't. I mean, I just have to make myself not. Like, I just don't buy them, don't look at them.
Your barber looked at you and said you might want to consider water, and you took it to heart.
No.
You didn't accuse him of being a Democrat.
No, the neurosurgeon said, if you don't want me to cut your back, you may want to make some life changes. And I said, I think I will.
I'm going to listen to that.
And the easiest thing to cut out was anything carbonated, whether it's beer or Dr. Pepper or anything like that. Was a simple decision for me. Like
Beer carbonated?
well, I mean, it bubbles. So I don't know. It's got some kind of something in it. Here's what I know. Things that bubble generally ain't very good for you.
Yeah.
So in the grand scheme of things, whether it's your insides or your outsides, if it bubbles, it ain't very good for you. So
It's your outside. You're in big
so I'm a flat water guy.
Water kind of
Like,
guy. So recently,
sparkling water.
I was talking to one of my kids. I think it's my son who's 17 now, and we were talking about carbonated drinks. And somebody says, and I admit I wasn't the greatest student in the world, but somebody says, how do you think they carbonate stuff? And I said, I have no idea how they add carbonation to stuff. And he says, they add carbon to it. And I said, is that true? I have no idea. But he acted like I was a dummy for not knowing that.
Well, I mean, it's carbon dioxide, right? Like they just shoot it full of gas.
I
don't know. It's something.
So y'all don't know either?
No. Does that make you
no.
feel
Makes me
better?
feel much better.
That ain't ever something that I guess have ever thought that may be useful in my life. So
Well,
I've known that process.
Yeah,
But I know you can do it at home now. Like they have them things where you shove your water if you want to make it bubbly. Like you can do that stuff at home. But I think it's just
Hold on. Y'all
I think
can
it's
say
a CO2 cartridge.
I tried to bring this up a second ago, and y'all can say whatever you want about Cokes being bad for you or Dr. Pepper, but that sparkling swill water that they drink in England and stuff, that is disgusting.
What you
Yeah.
talking about?
The stuff
Carbonated water.
the stuff
So-
they drank on Ted Lasso whenever he spit
Yes,
it out every
and he's
time.
right about it.
Yeah, me and Ted
Yeah,
on the
but
same
how?
page.
My question now is, how do they get that thing to bubble and fizz? And
Well, Johnny D got
No.
the internet, but I think it's
According to
just
my
carbon
son-
dioxide gas.
They just
Yeah.
put some carbon in it.
No, carbon just gonna turn it black.
How do you
So-
get carbonated water?
carbon is very important. Hey, they can tell how old you are back millions of years ago by carbon dating.
Yeah, 360 million
Yeah,
years
hey,
ago.
Yeah.
I don't believe that bull. You have no idea what happened a billion years ago.
Yeah.
They don't even know what happened 300 years ago.
Yeah,
I
no,
like when they're like,
yeah.
oh, no, the weather was doing this 300 years ago. I was like, we didn't have a weather man.
No.
We didn't have nothing.
Hey, tell me why you do the carbonated water.
You
I'm
just,
trying to find it right
you
now.
just force pressurized carbon dioxide into still
He
water.
was right.
There you go.
You shouldn't call it still water. It's just water.
Yeah, it's just
the only
water.
way it should be.
Just
So,
water.
Can I confirm something that right here on the airwaves?
Your
My
son was wrong.
Was wrong.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Take that.
Well, that can't be good for you.
What? Putting carbon dioxide gas
Yeah,
in the water?
Carbon dioxide.
I mean, you wouldn't think
Yeah.
so, but like at the same time, you exhale carbon dioxide, right? Like, so
There it was.
Yeah, but that's to get it out of your system.
yeah,
You don't want it in
It
there.
ain't bad, which is bad.
yeah. Well, too much. It's better than monoxide, but that stuff
Well,
will kill you.
That's a whole different deal.
Yeah, that stuff could turn you.
Because I'd like to know all the okay. Does it make a person fat?
Carbon
All this-
dioxide?
all
Now
this-
the gas one, it's all the stuff that comes with it, right? To make that palatable
Yeah.
to drink, you add
Yeah.
sugar, you add
'Cause it
all
don't taste
the-
good.
Unless
it
you're
doesn't-
British, they'll just drink that
That's
stuff.
why.
Yeah, but
I,
look at it.
I accidentally grabbed the wrong thing one day and drank a Diet Coke that my wife drinks all the time.
Yeah,
Oh no, that stuff will kill you.
Diet Coke.
Oh,
Why
good grief! I
What did
said,
it do?
Number one, it's got a horrible taste. Okay, number two, no, I guess I've been on this too long.
Tea?
Okay, that has not everything in that the doctors tell me is good for me.
Yeah, the only
Does you put sugar in it?
No,
no,
Oh,
none.
okay, yeah.
No.
Probably not bad.
no, not
No.
none. No,
drink it.
There's a hefty amount of acid due to lemons.
and
in it.
look how dark it is.
It's dark.
yeah.
That's tea.
His does have quite a bit of citric acid in it by the time he gets done with it, but
Why his
the
kidneys work like
Yeah.
Look, it's good for you because I drink 2 gallons a day.
but overall, yeah,
the
you
doctor
really do.
asked me, he said, "Hey, you have any problem with going to the restroom?" I said, "Not a bit. I go all the time."
Let me
Yeah.
tell you something.
I don't have any problem.
Yeah,
Hell, I
that's
got to
right.
go every hour.
When I drink coffee, if I drink too much coffee, I wind up having to go to too many number ones in the bathroom. Tea, I can't go to sleep. I just
Huh?
pee until midnight. I pee like crazy after I drink tea. I don't drink tea.
It is a diuretic. Something in it's a diuretic. I don't know.
Well,
what
it's
part
good
of
for
it.
your kidneys.
Oh, it's good to
got a lot-
flush your system. I
Clearly,
just don't
look
know
at
that
you.
you need
It's
it flushed
good for your system.
daily. But the yeah, no, that stuff. Yeah, carbonated drinks in general. Ain't
I
great.
guess the reason,
but I think it's everything that comes with it. I
I
don't
think
it's
say it's all the
carbon-
additives.
Yeah, I don't think it's the
Sugar and
carbon
all that.
dioxide. It's the stuff that it takes to make it taste good.
Beth,
Like-
did the Canadians drink carbonated water? Like when they go to the restaurant, do you have to specify which water you want? Okay, good.
Yeah, around here, it's
Canada's
just,
smart too.
around here it's just steel or it's just tap or bottled, which is a real question if you're not from here because our water got a little
Hey,
wang to it.
I would think say
Our water
hey,
got lots
hey,
of
if
vitamins.
they
They're
say
brown.
Tap or bottle, get the bottle.
Yeah, well,
I grew up on West
You're in
Monroe
West
water.
Monroe
Look at
for
me.
crying
let's
out
see
loud.
now you look at them people and they say the bottled water's killing you because of all the microplastics in it. So I mean, where do you?
If
Where do
we
you?
can't drink
Hey.
water,
I was just told by my wife the other day,
oh boy.
speaking of microplastics, that
Oh.
all of us have the equivalent to a plastic spoon worth of plastics in our brain.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah,
And how
And
did
I
it get
said-
to your brain?
Well, I don't know. That's a good question. But you know, I said only one spoon. I think I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm working on at this point. I'm working on a fork too. Like
As long as there's not a spork in my head, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that is the real deal that they're talking about now. Is that's one of the things Brittany's on for the boys is like the microplastics and
Oh,
eating up
no.
plastic.
Nah, look how good like
Oh, all
Big
of
Dave
our.
turned out.
But I'm saying like in our house, Tupperware gone. It's all glass. Like all that stuff. There's no more.
You know, there's a line I draw
What's that?
very hard in the sand. If I come to your house and there's
Mm-hmm.
paper straws, We will not be friends anymore.
No paper straws.
Paper straws are of the devil.
Yep.
They were tricked by Satan himself to upset us and ruin our beverages.
Yeah, they've had paper straws for years, and they put them inside paper towel rolls. I don't know why they thought you should ever drink out of that.
That's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that's dumb. Yeah,
Paper straws really are horrible.
I'm anti.
I know who started that.
Who?
Democrats.
Oh,
Here we go. Them water drinkers.
them dadgum water drinkers.
I'm
Trying to
telling you,
make their
hey.
water better.
That's right. The Democrats done it for us.
Them water drinkers. What do I want to search for today that grows fast? And
Well, you can search for anything because our friends over at Fast Growing Trees, they have everything, and spring is here, so it's time to get outside, spruce up your yard.
Hey, there's a spruce tree.
I know, I saw it.
Here's size trees.
Hey,
Cherry trees.
Cherries.
fruit trees, boys.
Peach trees.
Yeah.
Lemon
Yeah, buddy.
trees.
Which is a
Hey,
big.
lemonade, blueberry. Okay, hold on. I got to bring this back down.
Uh-oh.
here.
Y'all should know Fast Growing Trees is the biggest online nursery in the U.S. with thousands of different plants and over 2 million happy customers. Fast Growing Trees offers a wide variety of plants, including fruit trees, privacy trees, flowering trees, and shrubs, all tailored to your climate and space with an easy online ordering process and quick delivery straight to your door. Plus, with their Alive and Thrive guarantee and expert support, your plants will arrive healthy, and you'll receive guidance on choosing the right plants and learn how to properly care for them.
Type your zip code in. They'll tell you what zone you are. We're zone 8 here in the great city of West Monroe, Louisiana.
Look at there.
So if it says it grows in zone 8, I can buy it and I can grow it. And I hear they grow pretty quick.
And you ain't got to spend all weekend driving around the garden centers choosing from 7 different plants because that's what everybody around here likes. You can be your own person. It's super simple. They do all the legwork for you. All you got to do is get on there and find something you like. And trust me, with over 6,000 options, you'll find something that
There's
you like.
many options.
This spring, they have the best deals for your yard, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And listeners to our show get 15% off their first purchase when using the code
Duck.
at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com using the code
Duck.
at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com code.
Duck.
Now's the perfect time to plant. Use
Duck.
to save today. Offers valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions apply.
Russell is a conspiracy. Do you think we landed on the moon, Russell?
You know what? I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
You didn't answer that question very straightforward.
I don't. Yeah, we landed on the moon. Why not?
I'm the same way. I mean, I have to because it's a fabric of my childhood. But the more Johnny D just says, "Why haven't we been back?" the more I'm like, you know.
The more you
Well,
look
hey,
at it,
And the part that I can't drive 2 miles from here and not have cell phone service, but we got a beautiful TV shot from the moon.
And audio with
That
no
m-
latency.
Yeah, it makes it a little tougher to believe.
have you watched that movie, Fly Me to the Moon?
Hey, this is
it's
like
funny.
if you're a man's on trial for his life. Okay, I got a lot of doubt.
Yeah. Oh, there's reasonable doubt now.
Yeah, there's reasonable doubt. Okay,
Yeah. To see just how far we
Especially-
haven't come in 2025 versus to think that, man, we beat everybody there. I'm like,
And then they were like, well, they
No.
win. No, nobody wanted to come in second.
But I'm still going to believe my textbook just because I had to. I mean, I took a test saying that was the right answer. I don't want to be called a liar. Like, I mean,
I've been called worse.
yeah, I
Well,
had to.
what
I
was-
probably will in this
what-
comment section.
What
at
year
some
did we
point
hit
today.
the moon? Supposedly 60 something.
See, I refuse to even look that far into it.
Well, look, 60 something. We landed on the moon. 2025. We're eating Tide Pods. I mean, that's where we're at. You know,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are people still eating Tide Pods, Russell?
pregnant women.
Really?
Russell has a news station that not the rest of us get. It's actually fascinating.
Is it
the
called
stuff-
Chat GPT?
Yeah, I think he's just reading comic books
Hey,
and telling
let me
us
tell you.
it's the
Let me
news.
tell you the best thing. So y'all go to different pizza nights. We got to get on the same pizza night. By the way, at his house.
I think
But
that's just too much for him to
The
handle.
last time we had a pizza night, we played the game that I invented on the way over there. It's the best game I've ever invented.
Uh-oh.
It's called "How many Dollar Generals do you pass from this point to that point?" So you
Ooh,
pick
and
2 points,
in this town? Ooh.
and you
Yeah.
start and you finish, and how many do you pass on the way? It
Ooh.
was a good game.
It was a pretty
Oh, if
funny
you start
game.
at Si's house and you go to Johnny D's house, all of them.
well, no.
You ain't going to be able to, depending on which way you go, you can get to 2 hands probably. Like, if you-
That's the kind of stuff Russell shows up. He's like, hey, man, I've been thinking about something. I really need to get your input on it. And I'm like, oh, man, yeah. Been going through something. He's like, yeah, so I was thinking about all the dollars.
No. Hey, here's another one. Okay, if you start, just for like all right, West Monroe and Monroe, go and see how many denominations are a religious
Oh boy, you're about to
Church
get Russell
building.
going.
church building.
Church buildings.
Russell,
Yes.
you have the floor.
About what? The churches?
buildings.
Why
You
are
know
there so
what?
many of them?
Well, because they all fought about something and they
Yeah.
split.
That's split.
I
Which
used to get mad about denominations, but I don't get so mad about it anymore. But I will tell you the dumbest.
I don't
church-
get mad.
I used to get mad about it because
I did too. Used to.
But I'll tell you the dumbest church split I've ever heard. This is not fact, so I'm just gonna say what I was told. Two churches about 100 years ago in Ruston. That's where I'm from, is Ruston. I live here now, but so evidently the one Baptist church and another Baptist church all started from the one Baptist church, and they disagreed on when you baptize. One believed you should go back first, and one believed you should go face first, and they split over that.
For real?
That's the dumbest church split I've ever heard.
No.
Huh.
Oh no.
There's some
Yeah.
crazy ones out there.
And look, it goes. It
Is
goes.
that
with
big
all,
one by the interstate? Were they one of them?
I honestly think they might have been.
Were they front or
Hey,
back
and guess
dippers?
what?
Do you know?
Guess what? These days, they're both back. They both go back.
Everybody going back now.
Russell, at our church, sometimes them people's elbows don't get all the way under, and I get nervous because
Well, no.
the way I grew up, you had to get submerged.
But I was just fixed to say, there's a lot of discussion goes on. Oh, can I just sprinkle in and make it, or do I have to be, buried?
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal for all of you. Okay, you need to read what the Bible says and
Yep.
understand it.
Yep.
Okay, there's something happening when you go into that water. Because if it doesn't happen, you just got wet.
Yep.
Yep. Got baptized by water.
Yeah,
I did it.
you did. Hey,
I got wet one time.
there's a story behind this. Okay, you're reenacting Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection.
So back or front?
Huh? It don't matter as long as you bury that sucker.
Well, those two churches would say you can't stay here because you had to have an opinion on that.
Nope. Well, no.
So I said, as long as you bury him, it don't matter how you
right.
kill him. Just kill him.
See, they don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
If you're reenacting Jesus' death, burial, and resurrection, well, hey, guess what? Jesus died
Yeah.
physically.
Yep.
And if you don't put him in the ground, he's fixed to stink.
Yep.
Oh, that's right.
Okay?
Get him out of there.
So there was a burial that took place.
So what you're saying
You
is,
buried the old man of sin.
yep.
Okay? And then when you come up out of the water, God's speaking. You are now, I've cleaned you. My son's blood has cleaned you. Okay? You are a new creation.
Hey, Russell,
Okay,
did you know
'cause without
baptism
that-
happens to be a thing he loves?
Oh, I
No.
love it.
No. Because without that, okay, you're not going to receive the gift of the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Okay? So, hey, look, and the Baptists, okay, I've studied with a lot of Baptists, and I said, wait a minute. Some of y'all argue you don't have to do this immediately. You're missing the point. What did the Bible say? Every time you read about somebody coming to Christ, they went to the water immediately.
Immediately.
When they was in jail and they baptized the jailer, they didn't wait. They baptized him right there on the spot.
Yeah.
And hey, the reason they did it, okay, because hey, like I said, the story is, okay, you are reenacting Jesus' real horrible death, his real burial. They put him in a tomb. And then, then the great part,
Yep.
his resurrection.
Mm-hmm.
God raised his son from the dead, okay? And Jesus, his son, has promised that to all that believe in him. Okay, so hey, look, there's too much going down here to get confused and, should I push him forward or backwards? It don't matter, make sure he's buried.
I agree. So what you're saying is, if you're dead, it don't matter how you're going
you're
in.
dead. Hey, you don't care.
Yeah. Hey, I will say, if you were going to put me in a casket, I wouldn't care which way you put me in there.
Yeah.
Some people say
I would
bury
prefer feet first in a casket.
Yeah, but some of them say bury your face up. That way you can tell the whole world to kiss your rear end, right?
That's right.
That would be face down.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's what I'm saying. But no, Russell, thank you so much for coming.
Russell is an expert on tip. Should we tip our preachers?
No.
Okay.
Oh, that's called tithing.
right.
Wow.
Lord,
boy.
I apologize.
Hey, I do have a funny story about that real
but-
quick.
Well, hey, I will say this about our preachers. You need to appreciate it.
Hey, we do. Look, ain't no doubt about it.
I gave our
But I
preacher-
want to know what now that you know Russell, can we book you a day to go get pampered by Russell? I want to see Russell cut size hair.
No, have
Right.
you got a woman barber?
We got a whole building full of them.
Oh yeah,
That's the one you want?
he'll tip well.
Hey, look,
we already know.
I won't let Russell can't come here, but I will let one of them good looking.
He said Russell can pull up a chair.
He trim me up and he just shape my beard there.
Oh Lord!
Oh,
got
trim it up.
He's got some of this pastry still in his beard.
Look at there. Oh, praise the Lord.
Well,
All right,
that's when
Johnny
you
D.
know you eat right. If you don't get in your beard, you didn't eat right.
That is.
Rock and roll.
Hey, I read
Johnny
that.
D.
I read that. And believe it or not, I think.
I fully agree. Verse of the day. Here's how we end it. Psalm 133:1. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity.
And everybody said,
Hey,
Amen. And
Russell-
whether you're baptizing forwards or backwards, just believe in Jesus is what we're
Yeah,
at.
and tip your
Make
barber.
sure-
And be sure to tip your barber.
Hey,
Russell,
Make
thank
sure
you
you're
for joining.
completely covering, boys.
All right, we'll see y'all next time
Burial.
right here in the duck call room. We're out.